I am coming straight forward with you. I am definitely somebody who enjoys seeing the truth come to light. I'm a truth seeker. And what I'm bringing to you today is a very personal case that for me was, it's a relative at the time I did not know was a relative. And I'm going to preface this by telling you when I read what's happened, I'm not going to say the person's name who killed my cousin. I'm not going to give you certain words that they say because I'm a Christian. I'm not going to speak those words. So if you want all that information, you'll have to do your own searching. I'm here to remember the person that was lost, the person who was taken, the person who was a person before this happened. I did not know her personally, but we had an encounter, an exchange happened in that moment that I will tell you right now. I cannot explain to you. I remember seeing her eye to eye, first time I'd ever met her, last time I'd ever seen her. And I can tell you firsthand that being in that moment scared me. I can't really explain to you how it happened and what necessarily. I could give you the details, but for the sake, I don't want to make this about me or anything like that. I want to make this about my cousin. I'm going to try my best to keep my emotions out of this. It's a little challenging. I have struggled to try and figure out how I'm going to put this out there. There are going to be people that know this case, people that went to school with her at this time. This happened when she attended Finland Middle School here in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Um, it is true what people say. They may be gone. They are never forgotten. Crime is something you feel for decades to come when you think of them and they're not there. And I'm not even their immediate family. You know, I'm not a mom or their sister or friends of that sort. We never really knew each other, but you feel it for years to come. I hope that if the family sees this video that they understand her memory, keeping her alive is all I wanted to do. I used to look to see if anybody would ever cover it, and no one ever has. And I just took it upon myself. I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out there to remember Tina Marie Baisden. I'm going to give you some information that I have. I don't have a lot about her totally as a person. I don't want to go straight into the situation of what happened. I will enclose pictures of her in this video, or try to. What I do have is from what I can find on the obituary. She was born in 1974, and she died in 1989, and she was 14 years old. She was born in Columbus, Ohio. She died in Columbus, Ohio. And she's buried in the Obit Cemetery. She's a beautiful girl. And she was a girl. She was such a baby. 14, you're not even. You might be at such a young age. Do you think back to when you were 14? I'm going to read to you the facts of the story. She was, this is somebody's daughter. Remember this. Somebody's daughter, somebody's granddaughter, somebody's niece, somebody's child, somebody's best friend. And though we were in school together and I did not know her on a personal level, I'm going to tell you, for years, I don't think a lot of us really grasp how serious the magnitude, like you hear it, but you don't understand it because you fully don't understand even what the word murder means. In your eyes, you know they're gone because you're not going to see them in the hall, right? But conceptually, I was 13 years old. I didn't know what was going on with the situation. And my dad tried to tell me the details. He was the one that told me she was my cousin, and could see that that person isn't there. You know what it means. I mean, you did die natural causes. That's already bad enough. Death is hard. Yeah, it's so hard. But when it's unreal tragic means, it is something that you, whether you want to remember it or not, you want to write it. You want to go fix it. You want to bring it back. If you could, you would. Right? You want to make it so that they're no longer in that position. They're here with you, and you just can't do that. So closure, I don't know if that's a word. People say it's really easy, and sometimes it's not the appropriate term. Sometimes it's a little bit of healing, maybe. It's maybe a little bit closer to understanding certain things. Maybe it helps you in the process of grief, because as long as you're here, grief is always part of this life. It's always. I've never been with grief in the last probably that landmark there. That's when I really started knowing how real death is in this life. So I don't want to make this anything more than about her and her memory. You can Google it, look it up all you want. I'm going to give you the facts, and I want to remember her. I want to remember the person she was here. That she did impact lives. There were people who loved her, people who will still miss her. I being one of them. I'm sure her family misses her more than I do. So I'm going to read to you the transcripts I have of the court case. That's just information that I can find online as well, because, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know. I'm not able to find much more else that I can. Like, there's not a whole lot on. This is previous to a lot of internet stuff. So while there is stuff on the internet, I can't give you more than what I already have. And I'm not going to read this and bore you with things like that. I'm going to try to give you, not bore you. I'm sorry for saying that. I don't want to make this sound like take from it and take from who she is. But sometimes when you read facts, it comes across like you're reading a book. This is somebody's life, so I don't want to take away from that. And please understand, I'm not trying to say that. So I'm sorry for that word usage, but I'm trying to just, I'm really emotionally not sure how to process this. And if I say something wrong, trying to get out, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to remember the person that was lost. But I know when I read this, I can hardly get through it, and when I'm saying it, and maybe not even sound like sometimes I'm just scripting it off. This is someone's life. So just bear with me if I mess up. So these transcripts are coming from the Ohio Supreme Court. Some of the stuff is going to be from the more recent information because, well, I'll give you more of that here in a moment. So on the evening of February 6, 1989, met with two friends. This is the person that's the perpetrator that I'm not saying the name. So if you want that, again, Google it. They do the same thing. I'm just going to remind you all, they do the same thing for one of the Beatles. His case, they don't say the name, and I have a lot of respect for that. I'm not going to give that person any. I'm sorry, I'm not giving him anything at all at this point. I'm going to focus on Tina. Met with two friends. I'm going to leave their names out as well. To celebrate the perpetrator's birthday. So at midnight, the men drove in the perpetrator's Buick to the home. Again, names are not being mentioned. I'm not going to say that. Of the 14-year-old Tina Baisden. The perpetrator promised to purchase Tina a new outfit and an all-night department store, and Tina was able to sneak out to join the trio. After cruising around Columbus, the group decided to visit a friend in Circleville. On the way to Circleville, one moment. Sorry about that.